Welcome back to the Toronto Maple Leafs therapy session here in the Homestand Show. It's Albert Vartanian, James Sharman, Justin Pooney, and we bring you in now. Crina, Mustafa of the program. I know you're not a huge Leafs fan, but did you watch the game last night? Any thoughts?
I didn't watch it, but I was like keeping up with the score because I was watching basketball.
Wasn't that fun?
No, it was not.
Not
fun.
surprised,
no.
right?
I'm like, listen, I have a lot of like Leafs fans as friends, and they were telling me like, hey, like I actually believe in this team. And then I
there you go.
saw the score, and I was like, oh. Well, I mean, game one, Toronto.
Yeah.
Tale as old as
it's
time.
the hope that kills, Crina.
It really is.
Yeah.
I almost don't want to watch any more games, but we have to.
Maybe now you go in with no expectations. And
No, you guys have way too much expectations.
I'll go in and be like, whatever happens, and if they score one goal, I'll be like, we're back!
Yeah.
We're back, baby!
Exactly.
Fourth straight. Oh, when they scored 2 goals last night, I was like, we're coming back. We're winning the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about the Leafs.
Yeah.
You were just in Vancouver covering some tennis. The Billie
Look at his face.
Jean
Look at his
Cup.
face.
Vancouver, yeah. You're from Vancouver. We know that. You say it every show.
Yes,
The
we know,
qualifiers,
Justin.
Canada beat Belgium, going to the finals. Overall, what was that experience like, being able to cover Tennis Canada?
It was amazing. I mean, this was my first, so it's my second tennis tournament working it as media, but it was my first time actually traveling out for a work trip. And it was actually like doing it alone was like a bit intimidating at first, but it was amazing. I mean, the crowd showed out in Vancouver. Like they were really, really loud. They also had Rebecca Marino's on the team. She's from Vancouver, so she was getting extra cheers, which I thought was great for like a women's tennis event. I thought it was really cool. And then the fact that, sorry, James, not to cut you off.
No, you didn't. I was cutting you off.
the fact that like Team Canada got the win in such like a tightly contested weekend, because they really came down to the very last match. I think it was like extremely exciting, and I'm happy that they did get the W.
Would you say Vancouver's a better tennis crowd than Toronto?
No, I wouldn't say that. Just because like I feel like we have more tournaments here every year. We have the NBO, and I think it's one of the bigger tournaments in the tour.
Great facility too.
Yeah. I think it's just like with the amount of time that it's been around. I think Toronto is very used to having tennis, and the atmosphere here is like nothing like anything
Have you been
else.
to Montreal yet?
I haven't.
No.
I haven't. So I'm not sure what it's like there, but
I feel like it would be better there.
in Montreal.
In Montreal, yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Things tend to be
I just
better in
love Montreal a lot.
Yeah.
Leylah Fernandez. You
was
mentioned
the
that she was the
MVP.
MVP, did it in singles and in doubles.
Yeah.
What do you like about her game right now?
Yeah, so actually it's something I got to talk with her a little bit this weekend, where she was telling me, I was asking her because she played a lot of really big points and she went for it. Like she served a bunch of aces on like game points, which is like a level of confidence that you rarely see in athletes. And her being 20 years old, I'm 20 years old, I was like, where are you getting this confidence from? And she was kind of talking about how that's something that she just practices. When she's in practice, she practices her drop shots. She does all these like super fun things. She says when you're like such a high level athlete like that, like you have to go for it. And that's something that I admire her. That's something she did this weekend. She won all of her matches. Even like her second singles match, she won in a comeback in 3 sets. So I think she's like super fearless with the way that she plays tennis, and that's translated to winning results.
And now they go to the finals. What are your expectations for Canada there? Do they have a chance of winning this thing?
I'm hoping Bianca's healthy, because that's the big thing. Bianca didn't play because of her injury this week. I think they would have been even stronger had she played with them. So if Bianca's healthy in November, then I actually think they have a pretty good chance to be dangerous.
Now, Bianca was there in Vancouver. What did you sense the vibe around her? Was she seeming upbeat, being around Team Canada and stuff like that, and just being around the environment?
It was awesome that she was there. I think like her impact in Canadian tennis, like I cannot speak about it enough. Like she was signing autographs, she was taking photos, she did like a book signing session. Her presence there was so important to me. Her teammates were super happy about it. They were beaming whenever we asked them about that in press. And I think she was such a good teammate. She was like jumping up, cheering. She had those rubber, like the
clappers,
like
the clappers.
Yeah, the clappers, where she's like every time she was like jumping up and cheering. So I think her being there was really great for the team and boosted a lot of their morale.
Didn't hurt herself, right, when she was cheering?
No. I mean, she's supposed to play in Madrid next week, so I think
crossed.
she's okay.
Well, I make a stupid joke there because it is frustrating. She's so good, can be so good, but
Yeah.
we've seen Canadian tennis players in the past have great starts to their careers and then they can't stay healthy, right? Leylah, what's her ceiling, do you think? I mean, she's 20. She's 50th in the world right now. She's only going one direction. If she stays healthy, what is her ceiling?
Well, she did make the final of the U.S. Open back
Yeah.
in 2021. So honestly, I think her ceiling is at least one Grand Slam. I think she can get there again. Honestly, I watched her in practice on Friday, so before she even played, And I just felt something different. I was like, she looks really sharp. She's hitting all her shots in practice. And then she went out and won the first set of her match, like 6-love. So like, I think that now, like the start of 2023 was maybe not as strong for her as we would have liked. But I feel like with the level that she showed this weekend in Vancouver, that she could do really well this year.
There's a clip that you want to play.
Yeah.
You asked the question at the press conference. Tee it up.
Yeah. So I asked the team after they won, I was like, if you could describe this team in one word, what would it be? And like, I made them think a little. They kind of sat there. They were like,
That's rare for a press conference, actually.
Yeah.
well, that's what I wanted to do,
Good for
right?
you.
And then Gabby Dabrowski, who she's their doubles player, she came up with the word intelligent, and I really loved her answer.
I think also intelligent. Yeah. You know, us like on the bench, we all talk together during the matches, and I feel like we have so much to share about, you know, the person that's playing, and I feel like we play every single point with them, and we're like, oh, we would have done that. We love how they did that, and we're just like very together. And so I think like we have good tennis IQ. I mean, I said that about Leylah on court, and I really mean it for all of us. I really loved hearing what each and every one of us had to say about who was on court in the match and our opponents. It was like a total learning experience, even just being on the bench. So, sorry, that was a long-winded answer, but I think we're pretty smart. Yeah.
They're just a really confident and comfortable crew.
Maybe we should ask the Leafs the
Yeah.
same question.
I think the Leafs could use some intelligence.
Well,
like
I think
that.
you need to be in there. Ask some
Yeah,
good
can you ask
questions.
a question? That'd be great.
Do I? I don't know. We'll see. But I really love that answer from her because honestly, like women in sports and even like the athletes, like I feel like they don't get the same respect in knowing their game. And I feel like our intelligence does get questioned a lot more than like on the men's side does. So to hear her answer like that so calmly, so confidently, I really loved it because honestly, like the X's and O's of tennis are really fun. And I'm really glad like a group of women are so secure in like their knowledge of the sport.
Well, someone's intelligence who definitely needs to be questioned is Draymond Green. He was
Hey,
No,
suspended.
according to this guy, he's the most
Yeah,
intelligent NBA
Okay,
player
so
out
anyway,
there.
let's
No,
can I
no,
tee
let
it
him
up
cook,
first?
let him
me tee
cook,
it
let
up
him
before
cook.
you're like, oh my
Tee it up.
God, his basketball IQ is through the roof. He just kicks people in the balls and in the chest. Draymond Green suspended for one game, I think rightfully so,
Yeah.
for stomping on Sabonis. Also, Adam Silver being in attendance probably didn't help. Him hamming it up to the crowd probably didn't help. Do you agree with the suspension? Is it warranted?
Absolutely, it's warranted. Sorry, Justin, not sorry, but you cannot justify, no matter what happens, he claims Sabonis grabbed him on the leg. But the fact of the matter is, Sabonis was on the ground. That is a vulnerable position. You cannot react by stomping on his
No.
chest and using it to propel yourself forward, no matter what he does. And with Draymond's history, I know there's a whole argument like, oh, like we're only tough on him because of his history. But at what point are you gonna actually take that into account? Literally earlier this year, he punched his teammate in the face in practice. Like
Opened up the season with a knockout of his own teammate.
the things
He actually did knock him out too.
He knocked him
Like,
out,
it was
yeah.
a
the
proper
things
punch.
that athletes get away with in sports because it's sports, if you were to do that in a regular workplace, and I understand it's different because sports are
That's a great
different,
point.
but if you were to do that in a regular workplace, oh my God, the consequences you would face.
Let's find out later.
What do you mean? Albert stomped me in the chest yesterday.
No,
after
I
was
did
making fun
not.
of the
I would
Leafs.
never do such a thing. I'm such a lover. I would never do something like that.
But I mean, but you should be able to. You should be judging them on their past as well. If I get in
You
a
have
fight
to.
on the street and get a suspended sentence and then do it again 6 months later, they might consider the previous crime, right?
And it's not like the past was so far away.
wasn't.
It's like a repeating occurrence. You know what I
He's
mean?
got anger issues.
Yeah.
Significant anger issues.
Clearly.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We all do, especially last night. But it happens. But you have to accept the punishment, and people that defend them should be ashamed of themselves.
And
Yeah,
you
I
know
got
what,
it.
Justin? Here's the
Whoa.
thing. Here's the thing. Sabonis may not even play the game.
He's gonna
Like,
play.
Like,
He's
listed
gonna-
as-
he's got a sternum contusion.
okay, but
His
like
back
the
can
fact
hurt.
that he
I've
was
had that
listed as doubtful. Like a lot of people were saying, like, oh, they didn't get equal punishment or something. But
I
It's a
was
little bit
shocked.
different.
I was shocked that Draymond Green got suspended. I was shocked.
why? They're 0-2 with him. So
But
like, who cares if he's not
If
there?
DeMontis Sabonis does not play in Game 3, I'll be even more shocked. I will literally be.
What?
Look, Draymond Green was wrong for stomping on DeMontis Sabonis. He got
Okay.
ejected from the game, right?
Okay.
That was he did the crime and then he did the time, right?
Well, now he's gonna do the
now because of his reputation amongst the league, he's getting suspended for another game. DeMontis
no,
Sabonis
he's getting
grabbed
suspended because he
his.
stomped on someone's chest.
Well, if you read Joe Dumars all said in the thing, his prior history, obscene gestures, playing up to the crowd, right? That was all in part because Adam Silva
was a
at the
factor,
game.
but I'm sure,
It was a
regardless of that, stomping in a guy's chest when you weigh 280.
But anyway, and all those things should be a huge factor because it means he's not learning.
Yeah.
He keeps doing the same
It's
thing.
the
So you have to.
playoffs!
You have.
No,
Oh,
no, no, no,
geez.
no, no,
We're
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
the
no,
Leafs.
no,
We're
no,
going
no,
to
no.
punch people in the face.
In
No,
hockey,
no, no,
in
no,
hockey, this is basketball.
sport.
You don't step on people. I'm not saying Austin Matthews go
I
step
know,
on.
Justin,
Kucherov.
Justin,
Hold on.
Justin, if they were both standing and had gotten to a fight and they were punching each other, fine. That's something else.
No, but they should get suspended for that.
Yeah.
But not for him stomping on him when he's on the
He got
ground.
ejected from the game. But Sabonis
Okay,
was
but you
holding
would get
his leg.
ejected for fighting each other. So
Look, I think
This is not the 80s.
this
It's not the
maybe-
hill you
maybe
want to
that's
die
the
on.
case. The
really
NBA needs to be a bit more physical like that. Like
not
this,
not to that extent.
No, I agree. More physical, but not that. That's different. You're,
That's
you're
assault.
stomping on a guy. Sternum contusion. He's got a bruise on his belly. And he can't play. Leave,
Bro,
leave
your
Sabonis alone.
sternum is on your belly.
So, Creed, let me ask you. Okay, for the game on
If it was.
Thursday, the
Yeah.
Warriors are down 2-0,
Yeah.
going back home. They're very good at home, not so much on the road. But missing Draymond with a minute left, how much does that affect Golden State's chances in this series?
I think they might still be able to grab one at home, but honestly, more and more, I'm leaning towards the Kings taking this series.
Golden State wins the next 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
I don't believe that at
They've
all.
been horrible on the
I don't
road.
believe that for
Draymond
1
Green
second.
took all the pressure off his team. Everybody's talking about Draymond Green. Nobody's talking about the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are going to lose 4 straight. The Warriors are going to win.
Leafs in 4-2, right? Wasn't that the
Yeah, that's
prediction?
right. Yeah.
guess
Don't
what-
listen to Justin
hey.
Pooney. Quickly, 30 seconds left. Do you have anything else you want to touch on in the NBA? I know Morant, Giannis,
Yeah.
biggest storyline outside of Draymond Green right now, maybe Giannis.
Yeah, I think Giannis, like the fact that the Heat were able to take that first game, even with Tyler Hero
Yeah.
being out now, it's going to be interesting because the Bucks are honestly not as deep as you'd think. So we'll see how that series
I
goes.
wish we had more time with you because you've been fantastic. Crina Mustafa of the program. Coming up, another friend of the program, Steven Sahoyas, will join us, Bruins fan, probably to make fun of us Leaf fans.